I'm Lauren Haynes. I am currently the chair of the Board of Trustees for the University Y. I was involved as a student on campus from 2003 to 2008 with alternative spring break at the time, alternative seasonal breaks now, ASB, and I nominated Rachael Dietkus for an award. I nominated Rachael because she's been a longtime mentor of mine. Rachael was on the staff of the Y when I was a student here. She was program director as well as development director and just provided a lot of leadership to students in a really cool way. I think pretty exciting to have that support from the Y staff as a student myself and like developing student leadership. And Rachael, after leaving the Y, had gone on to do really cool work. So got a degree as a social worker and then has started a social workers who design practice and does a lot of work in trauma-informed design in terms of technology and has done all kinds of cool work around women's rights, working with the UN, and then most recently had been working with US Digital Services and then as a design supervisor for US Digital Corps. So we actually got to work together, which was a really cool space to be like, oh, from meeting me at 19 to like getting to work together 20 years later. And she really is an expert in the field in terms of as we're looking at technology development for civic technology, thinking about how we can bring care into that practice and how we can bring a trauma-informed lens into the work that we're doing and make sure that we're building technology that's respectful of people and supportive. Greatest strengths as a leader, yeah. I think really just bringing care into being a leader and making sure that you're being respectful of people and acknowledging where they've been, where they're coming from, and what they might need, really treating people as a whole human. Which sounds obvious, but especially as we're looking at technology design, is not always a given. Just bringing care kind of into everything that we're doing and bringing a lot of just acknowledgement that like sometimes things are hard, right? Like meeting people where they're at and saying like, this is hard and now what? I think she's just been involved in the community in a lot of different ways, like degree in social work. She was staff with the university in the design school, just very involved and kind of shows up in a lot of different ways, in addition to being a pretty awesome musician too. We had a really pretty awesome opportunity to work together at the beginning of 2025, I guess late 2024 as well, and just being really thoughtful of, is this something actually we can take on the surface for what we're being asked to do? Or do we need to think about it in a different way? Is there some way we can add more care to our practice or be more respectful of people and their dignity, their humanity? Just always having that lens of, is there something we can do that's more right for the people who are involved, and how can we bring those folks into the table and into the decisions? I think she truly is someone who embodies the work in terms of encouraging dialogue, encouraging action, encouraging care, bringing so many different lenses to how we interact with each other, how we interact with the community, and really helping develop student leaders. It's a pretty cool opportunity, like for me to have gone from meeting Rachael when I was 19 or 20 and seeing her as a mentor to then getting to work with her where she was a supervisor for a number of designers who are all early career folks developing technology for the federal government and bringing those lenses of social work and design and care, really thinking about how just interdisciplinary and how many different practices we bring into that work.
The Edward Nestingen Award for University YMCA Alumni is presented annually in recognition that the personal and professional qualities modeled by staff and epitomized in Ed's long career as a YMCA professional have a significant impact on the life paths of individuals who join in University YMCA service. This year's award goes to Rachael Dietkus Miller. Rachael Dietkus graduated with a BA in Sociology from the University of Illinois in 2000, where she began a lifelong commitment to service and social justice. As a student, she became deeply involved with the University YMCA through alternative seasonal breaks, serving as a site facilitator and later as a member of its governing board. She was also active in Amnesty International and a founding member of the Student ACLU. In 2004, she joined the YMCA staff as development director and later served as program director from 2006 to 2007. In 2010, Rachael earned her Master of Social Work from the University of Illinois, where she was a Bailey Scholar. And in 2019, she began graduate studies in the Design for Responsible Innovation MFA program at UIUC. Later leaving the program to serve at the White House with the United States Digital Service, where her work in public interest design and trauma-informed practice expanded significantly. Throughout her professional career, Rachael has held leadership and advisory roles spanning social work, design, and public service, collaborating with values-aligned teams in the United States and worldwide. Her work has included roles in higher education, the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs, the United States Digital Corps, and the White House with the United States Digital Service, where she served as the organization's first social worker designer. In 2018, she founded Social Workers Who Design, a consultancy advancing trauma-informed and care-centered approaches to design, research, and public systems. She frequently speaks at both design and social work conferences, and she has served as an AmeriCorps member with the Red Cross, an NGO delegate to the United Nations Commission on Human Rights and the Human Rights Council, a mayor-appointed member of the Urbana Human Relations Commission, and a governor-appointed member of the Serve Illinois Commission on Volunteerism and Community Service. Rachael's work sits at the intersection of care, trauma-informed practice, and public interest technology. Over more than 2 decades of advocacy, leadership, and practice, she has helped institutions design services, research, and systems that better support the people most affected by them. Through her efforts to strengthen ethical practice, workforce well-being, and cultures of care within complex organizations, she has influenced countless individuals and contributed meaningfully to the mission and legacy of the University YMCA and to Ed Nestingen's enduring example of service. Let's give a big round of applause and congratulations to Rachael Dietkus Miller.
I just saw Jim pass a note to Ross, so I'm going to keep it quick.
No, it's all good things. It doesn't say anything about you. There's nothing in it.
I'm just kidding. It is an honor to receive this award. It is also an out-of-body experience to be sitting here and standing here with some people who I've known for literally 30 years or 30 plus years. Lauren, I have known for 20 years. I was staff at the Y when she was a student leader, and to be looking at my daughter and my husband while hearing Ross, someone who I've known since the 90s, read all these things about me is just kind of wild. But I want to say a couple of things. One is that the very first time I went into the Y building, I was actually in high school. I grew up in Danville, Illinois, not too far from Champaign and Urbana. And I was a young activist. I came over to campus to attend some anti-chief event that was happening in Lasser Hall. But the second time I was at the Y, I picked up this book, Children Solve Problems, and it was this actual copy of this book. I told Jim about this book when we had lunch not too long ago. This book has probably informed so much more about the work that I've done, the type of person who I want to be, the spouse that I hope that I am, the mother that I hope that I am, the friend, peer, activist, all of it. This book really outlines a number of things. It is designed around a handful of problems that children were asked to solve back in the late 60s and early 1970s. So problems like, how do you stop a dog and a cat from fighting? Can you create a fun machine? How do you weigh an elephant? That's actually the image that's on the cover. Can you build a house quickly, invent a sleep machine, design and equip a space rocket, improve the human body, and how do you build a bicycle for postmen? There's a small part of this book that I'm going to read. It's very, very short, And it just really embodies what I remember and what I know, what I've heard tonight, that is just so indicative of the why. Each of the problems in this book was chosen because it has some feature, some special feature. The cat and dog problem is a political problem involving psychology and motivation. The elephant problem involves dealing with magnitude and also dealing with matters well outside personal experience. The house building problem involves making an existing complex process faster and more efficient. The fun machine involves choice and direct experience. There are many other problems in this book that address moral judgments and so on. And then, the author of this book goes on to say, the study of how children think is the best basis for understanding how children think. This is obvious, but what is less obvious is that such a study is also a very good basis for understanding how adults think. The differences between the way children think and the way adults do is much smaller than most adults believe. Now, there's something about design that is often said around the types of projects that Lauren and I have worked on for a number of years, and something that I try to echo as a social worker in these a non-traditional social worker in these spaces, and it's that the relationship is the project. And so when I think about the relationship being the project, I just cannot think of any other way to express what this moment feels like. As someone who has been both an activist, a student, a staff member, a Bailey Scholar recipient, I really think I've done everything at the Y except for be on the Board of Governors and taken a class with Miss V. So I'll end it on that note. Thank you, everyone.
Congratulations, Rachel.